Boeing's CST-100 Starliner spacecraft is on the verge of taking astronauts to space for the first time. On April 16th, United Launch Alliance hoisted the spacecraft out at Pad 41 to be integrated with its Atlas V rocket. This was an important milestone ahead of launching Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore no earlier than May 6th on the crew flight test.
Big day for our nation, a big day for NASA, a big day for Boeing as we get over to the rocket and make these things together. And we're excited to be here at this point early in the morning and excited that you came to share the experience with us. So go Starliner.
But before the rollout happened in the pre-dawn hours, it went through weeks of preparations inside Boeing's Commercial Crew and Cargo Processing Facility, or C3PF. That's where we spoke one-on-one with Mark Sorensen, the CFT crew module lead, in the run-up to rollout. Can you describe sort of what we're looking at right here?
Sure. The facility you're looking at, or the portion of the facility you're looking at, is called the Hazardous Processing Area. It's where we do all of our hazardous processing, not surprisingly. We just came out of a fueling operation where we've put the hypergalls that are part of our propulsion system onto the vehicle. That took a couple weeks to get through that process, but that's one of the last things we do right before we roll out.
The Starliner uses a combination of 3 different types of propellants, along with what are called pressurants.
Think of the propellants as the stuff that actually goes boom, if you will, and the pressurists push it, right? They allow it to go where it needs to go.
Sorensen says the crew module up top uses hydrazine alongside catalyst beds in the thrusters. Meanwhile, the service module uses a combination of nitrogen tetroxide and monomethyl hydrazine. They also load gaseous nitrogen to pressurize the tanks.
And we're very deliberate, as you say, and that's typical of spacecraft or satellites as well. We take our time with that. In a launch vehicle, you're much more rushed, right? You have a launch count you got to meet, you got to get the cryos on there, and they've got a very short time where you can kind of deal with those. We have a lot more time. Because of that, we take more time so that we get it right.
Before they were ready to roll out, Sorensen and the team loaded some more cargo and prepared for Starliner to head over to this test stand. It's called the Weight and Center of Gravity, or Weight and CG machine.
Our center of gravity is very important to us. We have to have it, it has to fit with like literally inside a quarter, the size of a quarter. So we have to know that very exactly.
That precision isn't just important because it sounds impressive to know that thoroughly about the vehicle. It's also key for keeping the astronauts safe during the early parts of the flight profile heading to the space station.
Just because of some of our abort scenarios, we wanted to put the center of gravity in the vehicle just in the right place. So we did a couple of little late cargo moves where we were just kind of reshuffling, adding a little bit of extra weight, just to make sure that that is exactly where we want it to be. So that's always part of the game in this business.
Rollout on April 16th brought together dozens of team members across Boeing, ULA, and NASA who've been involved with the Commercial Crew program and the Starliner program for years. Among them, the commander and pilot of the CFT mission, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, each taking a turn in the cab of the transport vehicle that would give their spacecraft its last big road trip.
Yeah, we were super proud of this team. You see all these people who came out this morning. They made it happen, and it's like time to turn over from production to operations. We're ready to take it flying. We're ready.
The CFT crew weren't the only astronauts on hand, though. Also spotted were future Starliner flyers. NASA astronaut Mike Fink is the backup test pilot in the case that either Wilmore or Williams were unable to fly the CFT mission. Fellow NASA astronaut and Starliner 1 commander Scott Tingle was also present, as was Canadian Space Agency astronaut Josh Kutrick. Additionally, Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, astronaut Kimiya Yui was also with the other 5 astronauts. As of now, he has not been announced as a formal member of an upcoming Starliner mission. However, in some of his social media posts, he describes participating in Starliner training. As the spacecraft got moving again, it headed toward its next series of checkouts, awaiting it at Pad 41.
We have to load the ground coolant onto the vehicle, make sure we can cool it. We have to electrically hook up between us and the launch vehicle. Then we'll power up the vehicle and validate both our vehicle's performance, and then ULA will measure their performance, and then we'll talk to each other, make sure like the emergency abort systems are all talking to each other, giving the right information. We'll do that. Then we do what's called an end-to-end test, where we'll actually talk to MCC, Mission Control in Houston.
With the spacecraft named Calypso nearly ready to fly for a second time, Sorensen says he's proud of what the team has accomplished so far and for what's still to come. Being at this point with the team, just how is everyone feeling? How are you feeling in particular about being at this moment?
Outstanding. A lot of work to get here. It's been 2 years since we've last done this, and for all the right reasons, we've taken our time, make sure we had it right. The team is very excited. This will be the first time we fly crew, right, which is what we're all about. And so we've had a lot of interface with Butch and Suni. They spend a lot of time with our team, their family. So it's very exciting. It's as exciting as it gets in this business.
Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.